Good morning, everyone. We welcome you to the webinar series offered by Citrix. It's a pleasure to have you all here. We also have Unicon with us on this webinar today, and we are going to talk about revolutionizing VDI, the sustainable and budget-friendly approach. Starting with a quick introduction, my name is Rajkumar Ripaswal. I'm Technical Marketing Architect in Citrix Ready team. Have been in the industry for 12 plus years, working on various Citrix technologies. Within Citrix, i.e. in Citrix Cloud Software Group, I'm responsible for building, managing the VDI infra, and helping partners to develop, integrate, validate their solutions with Citrix on-prem and various Citrix cloud services. Today, we also have Wolfgang from Citrix and Martin from Unicon with us. Hey, Wolf and Martin, welcome to the webinar. We are thrilled to have you here. Would you mind introducing yourself and letting everyone know about your roles and responsibilities?
Yeah, sure. So thank you, Rajkumar. My name is Martin Pavian. I'm Solution Engineer and Technical Account Manager at Unicon. And I have the honor to guide you guys later on through the hybrid work OS environment we provide from Unicon. And yeah, nice to meet you all. And with that, I want to hand over to Wolfgang.
Yeah, hi, my name is Wolfgang Zimmer, and I'm responsible for the Partner Technology Strategist team in DACH and Nordic. So together with my team, I look after the managed partners of the Cloud Software Group and support them in all pre-sales matters. And I'm with Citrix since 22 years, so a long time, and I hope we could give you a lot of interesting information today.
Wow. Thanks, Wolf and Martin. It was great to know about your experiences, and it is my pleasure to be on this webinar with you guys. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, we are going to have a full-packed 1-hour session, and we'll be talking about Citrix Ready program, its framework, Citrix and Unicon together, and then Wolf will be talking about the vision of Citrix and common use cases. And then Martin will be covering for Unicon's hybrid work OS environment, market trends, and product innovations with customer at the center. Next slide, please. Okay, before we start the webinar, here are a few key important items. We all are on Zoom webinar, so there is a Q&A panel that can be used for asking any questions. We have reserved 5 to 10 minutes at the end to answer all the questions. If there is a straight question with yes/no options, we'll answer that right away. Or if it needs a detailed explanation, we'll take it at the end of the webinar. This webinar, as you all know, is being recorded, and all the slides will be shared with the participants in a couple of business days. So let's start without any further delay. Next slide, please. Let's understand about Citrix Ready program. So Citrix Ready program is a leading technology partner program. We have been in the industry for over 16 years. More than 730 partners are associated with us in the program. We have verified over 5,500 products and having 52 product types in the program. Our key focus is to help technology partners in validating their products with various Citrix products, cloud services, and then make them successful. How do we do that? We help partners in building the integrations, provide them the Citrix Ready test environments, help them in guiding through the certain test scenarios which they can use for validations. These test scenarios are designed in such a simple way that every partner can go through case by case, validate what is required for their product, and make sure all the interoperability testing is performed that comes in use day-to-day business activities, right? Citrix Ready program is for every partner type, be it the hardware, software, or ISV vendors, any vertical with every size and every region. We have product types fitting to almost all the categories in the industry, and our product types, i.e. test kits, are engineering approved. That means we continuously work with our engineering team to design these test kits to include all the necessary features that needs to be validated, because our engineering team works directly with the customers and they know what all features, requirements need to be included for an integration with a partner product, right? And then we also collaborate with product managers internally to support various initiatives. For example, as soon as there is a new feature is released for any Citrix product, we validate it and accommodate it into our test scenarios. Next slide, please. Okay, about the Citrix program, Citrix Ready framework, the partner products are segregated in various categories as applications, data center solutions, endpoint and peripherals, security and services, covering all the verticals as healthcare, education, finance, and contact centers. The key idea is here to give customers an assurance while they decide making a purchase by going through the partner products listed on Citrix Ready Marketplace. We make it very easy and simple for customers to make a purchase decision, and then they have power of choice to choose from the integrated solutions validated at Citrix Ready. And for partners, it is about getting higher level of engagement with Citrix, like knowing the product roadmaps, what are the upcoming features, so they can build and integrate those new features in their product and get ready with the latest changes as soon as the GA happens. We are also doing demand gen activities for partners to get the leads and providing higher visibility via various Citrix events. And within Citrix, we showcase partner solutions to create a stronger compute value in the market. We also create the integration story around the joint solutions. Those are validated at Citrix Ready. And then we promote those on our social media channels. Next slide, please. So to put it in a very simple way, all the partners go through a stringent and rigorous verification process, and in result, upon successful validation, they get their product listed on Citrix Ready Marketplace. With that, we make customers' purchase decision very easy and simple, as all these validated products are tested like the way an end user would like to test on their endpoints, or customers would like to test in their infrastructure. You can navigate to citrixready.citrix.com to know more about all the partner products. Those are validated at Citrix Ready. Next slide, please. When it comes to Citrix and Unicon together, Unicon has validated their latest ELAX operating system with us at Citrix Ready with various features. For example, some of the useful features are as HTML5 redirection, multimedia redirection, browser content redirection, single sign-on using smart card setup, etc. ELAX is a lightweight operating system, extremely flexible to deploy and manage in any VDI and dash scenarios. Administrators can deliver a secure and consistent experience to a diverse remote workforce using existing VDI cloud environments. With the joint integration of Citrix and Unicon, administrators can roll out devices faster and more quickly, saving time and effort to save the cost in a very sustainable and budget-friendly way. With this, I'm handing over to Wolf to provide more updates on Citrix vision and common use cases. Over to you, Wolf. Thanks.
Thank you. And let's start with a brief update on Citrix and the Cloud Software Group. Cloud Software Group is the holding company formed as a result of the Czech private transaction we were part of last year. Citrix and TIBCO, as well as many of the other brands that existed within these two companies, such as NetScaler, ShareFile, or XenServer, will operate as business units, retaining their own brands and continuing to deliver and go to market with their core products. Therefore, nothing has changed in the basic orientation and vision of Citrix. And I believe that our experience in the recent past has confirmed this vision. The world of work has changed more in the last 3 to 4 years than ever before in history. And more changes are on the horizon. Here are some of the trends we are seeing, which are also confirmed by sources such as Gartner. The pandemic has promoted companies to accelerate their digital transformation, especially by moving to the cloud. They are seeking greater agility in their operations, accelerating their app modernization efforts, and shortening 1 to 3 years cloud conversation plans to a matter of months or even weeks. However, without careful planning, the cloud can bring its own challenges, such as slow, inconsistent performance and increased security risks. There is also a growing interest in new contextual zero trust secure the security and app security approaches. Without a unified zero trust strategy, there is a risk that unauthorized applications will increase the attack surface. And due to the business demands, organizations are rethinking their overall workforce strategies and working models, with many making remote and flexible work an integral part of their workforce and cost management strategies. However, there is a risk that more flexibility leads to complexity and an inconsistent user experience. Taken together, these trends and challenges mean a general rethinking at our customers. And we believe that there is no one solution for all customers or use cases. The world is hybrid, and every customer needs a solution that fits their requirements. Yeah, that is exactly what we enable as Citrix. When we look at the typical IT landscape of our customers, we find very different hybrid worlds. For example, we have a hybrid device landscape and a hybrid ways of working where users jump between different devices depending on where they are, what time of the day it is, and what they are doing. This results in hybrid access scenarios in relation to the network. Added to this is the identity of the end users and applications, which are obtained from different sources and in different formats. For example, a modern workplace often consists of a combination of locally installed applications, virtualized applications, web applications that access company data, and SaaS applications from the cloud. Each of these applications usually requires authentication, and if there is no proper integration, the user will be greeted by a multitude of login screens every day, which is neither a good user experience nor does it increase user productivity. This hybrid approach is not fundamentally new. I said that I'm 22 years with Citrix, and when I look into the 90s, we have this any story, which we have been talking about for many, many years. Our developments are important in order to keep pace with technological progress and changing customer requirements. When we start working with remote access over 30 years ago, Windows 3.0 was the new kid on the block, and the internet was in its infancy at that time. A lot has happened since then. The applications have developed more and more from Windows towards multi-platform and web or SaaS, and the internet is now indispensable. And Citrix has repeatedly implemented all these innovations and trends in its own products and strategies and has been a driver of innovations in many areas. And this is reflected in the current flexible product portfolio of Cloud Software Group. And this flexibility is also one of the cornerstones of the Citrix platform, which seamlessly integrates old and new technologies or old and new applications to enable organizations to securely deploy applications no matter how the environment or requirements change. And building this platform that enables zero trust app access for hybrid working is what we focus on every day here at Citrix. This platform includes a variety of technologies from our portfolio, of which app and desktop virtualization has been the cornerstone for many years and will certainly remain so for the foreseeable future. Our virtual apps and desktop platform, or the new one, the DaaS Cloud solution, enables a completely hybrid approach. We know that many companies have made or are making significant investments in data centers and need to realize the full value of those investments by connecting that infrastructure to cloud compute. Most importantly, we support any hypervisor on premises alongside any public cloud. I should emphasize that it doesn't simply have to be the same on-premise hypervisor hosted in the cloud, but native cloud compute, networking, and storage support that gives you the ultimate flexibility. By including the Citrix DaaS service in the universal license, you get the ultimate flexibility to leverage your existing infrastructure, cloud subscription, or even a new cloud subscription that you may have negotiated a good deal on. As explained at the beginning, our solution follows a completely hybrid approach. We support many on-prem hypervisors and public cloud solutions, the most diverse identity providers, and devices and applications. enabling us to create the perfect solution for every use case. And today, Citrix is not secures access to virtualized applications and desktops, but also access for all users to all applications. We unify application access in our Workspace app, enabling unified access to virtualized applications, local applications, internally managed web applications, or public SaaS applications. And these are all integrated in the Workspace app with functionalities you know from the Citrix virtual app and desktop product. Yeah, and then last but not least, our Citrix HDX user experience technologies are the secret sauce of why Citrix has been industry leader for so many users and such a long time. With a fleet of user and admin enhancements for user experience, you can ensure your employees get native-like app and desktop performance from any device over any network. Our optimization for Microsoft Teams, Zoom, and other collaboration software is a major enhancement that is baked into the HDX Media Engine. We have optimized voice and video across Windows, Mac, and Linux devices, but we have also HDX 3D graphics acceleration to provide users with complex 3D CAD and graphics applications on any device, and peripheral plug-and-play support for many USB devices. With all these technologies and our hybrid approach, we support a wide range of use cases and outperform or complement other solutions on the market. And the question I often get is, hey, how do you deal with Microsoft AVD, with Microsoft Windows 365, whatever? And my answer is always, Microsoft cloud solutions are currently the subject of much discussions. And I would like to point out that we and Microsoft have always maintained a close partnership. Citrix solutions are based on Microsoft technologies. So for me, the question is never Citrix or Microsoft, but always why Citrix and Microsoft is a better approach. And this issue has been with us for many, many years. I think we have many good arguments for this discussion, and the hybrid approach is one of it. We have extensions and add-ons to improve and complement any Microsoft solution. And also our solution naturally costs extra money. We enable our customers to save money in the operation of the overall solution with the optimization solutions contained in our products. If you have any question or are interested in more details, please do not hesitate to contact us. So we have some really nice documents explaining that part. And I think it's also part of Martin's presentation later on. And let me finish my short presentation with an overview of the main use cases we see nowadays. The first one is enable hybrid workforce, a topic that has been pushed even more to the pandemic. Our experience shows that this approach will be used for many companies in the long term. So that is nothing we see only during the pandemic. This is something which is there to stay. The second one is mitigate cybersecurity and compliance risks. Cyber attacks have increased significantly in recent years and months, and some of the solutions introduced during the pandemic were designed for rapid implementation rather than security. And there is a lot of catching up to do here, and our solutions can help to create a secure and user-friendly environment, especially with a combination of Citrix products and NetScaler products. Third part, accelerate onboarding. That's a topic that has been with us for several years, which has currently become even more relevant due to the many company mergers and globalization. And the fourth one, power business agility and continuity with IT. This topic is also not new either, but has become even more explosive due to the many natural disasters and the pandemic. Yes, and finally, sustainability, a topic that is currently the subject of much discussions and in which we have very interesting solutions, especially together with our partner, Unicon. And Martin, I would say that's a perfect transition to you, huh?
Definitively, yes. So thank you, Wolfgang. I will start sharing my part of this webinar. So, as not everyone knows who's Unicon, I will just give you a short overview of my agenda today. So I will introduce you into the world of Unicon's hybrid work OS environment. I will let you have or let you be part of our view on the market trends. And last but not least, I want to bring up some product innovations that have been released a few days ago in Germany. So, who is Unicon? Unicon is the company that stands behind Elux, the Linux-based operating system, and our remote management software solution, Scout. We are based in Karlsruhe. It's in the southern part of Germany, and we are a pure channel company, and we have a really grown partner ecosystem. We are within the end user computing market since nearly 30 years now. So we had the 30th anniversary this year. And together with Citrix, we are able to become some experts in the endpoint operating systems part and the endpoint management part. Unicon is brand and platform agnostic. So we're also hardware agnostic. So we don't produce any hardware. We are just selling our software. We have a very easy licensing model, which is very competitive compared to the others. We have a very large presence in banking and financial sector within EMEA, and we are also very strong in the public sector. But not to forget that other sectors are also very strong, like automotive, retail, and so on. So we have a singular product focus. We also provide long-term product supports. We deliver very robust services, and we have very short development cycles due to our agile development department. So what's behind our hybrid work OS environment? So the foundation for our software are the hybrid clients. Within our universe, we define hybrid clients by laptops, thin clients, PCs, bring your own device, USB sticks. We have very deep partnership with the big OEMs, so like Dell, LG, HP, Lenovo, Fujitsu, and how they all are called. And then on top of this hardware, we place our operating system and endpoint management solution. These were our two brand new products, Elux 7, which has been released 2 weeks ago, and Scout Board, which is then the management solution in a web-based application. And with our solution, we are able to provide access to nearly any digital workplace. So depending if you're coming from VDI or desktop as a service, or also browser apps, all of them were accessible and manageable by our solution. And to extend our partnerships, we have implemented and released an Unicon partner program. So therefore, we have two certification paths. One is the Elux verified partners, and one is the Elux certified partner. So I'll just have a short talk regarding how we see the market. As all of you knows, the digital workplace is shifting, and as we have nearly finalized the move from a physical desktop to VDI, we see within the German-speaking area, but also in EMEA and global, that there's a shift from VDI to desktop as a service. And we also see the first ones moving further on from desktop as a service to browser apps, or like we call it, software as a service. The new normal, like Wolfgang already showed us, is hybrid working. Due to the global shift towards remote work, thin clients found their use to specific stationary work environments. But as more and more people are working from home or remotely, we also see there a shift from the stationary part into the mobile part. So we see that employees really need flexibility and mobility, and this leads to an increasing demand for laptops. This is also one thing that I want to show you in our own experience within our own customer base. So we see that the thin clients are not anymore doing the most of our business. This is currently doing the laptops. So we get more and more requests from customers who want to use mobile devices to access the Citrix environment. But we also see that there's an increase for bring your own device, all-in-one devices, and even for the PC market. But for us, all of them are hybrid clients because we are hardware agnostic and Elux runs on all of those device factors. And yeah, we want to enable all of those devices to give the user the best experience in accessing Citrix environments. What we also see is that the digital employee experience, shortly called DEX, is getting more and more focus of IT organizations. So as employees start demanding flexibility and say that IT has to fit into their work style and workplace decisions, IT organizations will be using this DEX to prioritize and measure their digital initiatives, success, and how happy their customers are. And this will be reached, like Gartner says, by the end of 2025. And this is really, really a massive increase because in 2021 we had 5%, and in 2025 Gartner expects that this will hit the 50% bar. Wolfgang also mentioned the sustainability use case, and we see this also. And e-waste is the fastest growing waste stream in the world. And by extending the device life cycle from 3 to 4 years, we can really, really do a massive part in cost savings. And we as Unicon, we help saving up to 62% of TCO. I want to jump into those figures a little bit later. So yeah, let's start with our big product innovations where we put customers at the center. So therefore we have the Scout board, and I will show you some new stuff regarding Elux 7, what we call the hybrid work OS. So what's up with Scout board? It's no magic. All you need is just a web browser. This is our slogan for Scout board. Scout board is a web-based solution where the administrators can easily manage the whole Unicon environment within a browser. It's based on scalable and performant Scout server, and we are still incremental developing this stuff so that we can, with each release, put more and more features into it. It has a very modern UI, and the UX is very simple, intuitive, responsive, and accessible. And here's a screenshot what the Scout board looks like. We have a very good overview on the dashboard. So we see all the devices, how many devices are in the upgrade progress, how are they managed. So you see also the distribution. Is it an internal or external managed device? You see a license information block. And below you can also see the different firmware versions that are deployed within your environment. And all of this is just running within the browser and is very smart and lean. So what's up with Scout Board? You can manage from anywhere at any time. You get a quick overview and KPIs on the dashboard, as already seen in the screenshot. You can manage your devices, and you can also manage your organizational units. Scout Board provides you already the admin support for end users like infos, device actions. You can also do a mirroring within the browser, so you can directly jump onto the Elux machine and help the user. And you can also grab log files from the Elux devices. Within Scout Board, we have implemented a very, very fast performing search engine. So finding OUs and devices is really very, very easy. You can set up reports, and you can also use the REST API to create custom applications and to connect them directly to the Scout Board. So here's just another screenshot in how easy it is to manage devices within organizational units. So you see in the middle of the screen some devices. You directly see if they are online or offline, if they were compatible to Elux 7, which image is on them. And as you can see, I hit the right click, so you can see already what type of different commands you can fire to the device. You can do the mirror, or you can also request diagnostic files. And this all is very smart and very, very admin user friendly. So with this, there's the focus on the admin user to provide all the information needed to administer this whole environment. So let's summarize Scout Board. It's very easy to install and to use with our new modern UI UX. It's a web-based UI, so just open a browser and you can administer everything. You have the benefit from the existing Scout infrastructure and services, so you don't have to set up another infrastructure to run this, just install it on the Scout server. You have new device management features within the latest release. The REST API can be used to customize use cases, and it's already available now with the latest information provided within the slide deck. And all you have to do is just download Scout version 15.2209 and update to the latest version 2309. So this was the Scout board. Let's have a look into Elux 7, the hybrid work OS. So what is Elux 7? Not everyone might be aware of Elux. It's an operating system preferred by most leading thin client makers. What are the highlights? We are hardware agnostic, so you can easily install Elux on nearly every piece of hardware. You have a simplified licensing. You can build your own images with a modular by design. So we don't provide the full-blown image. We provide you an operating system and over 30 apps, and you just can create your own customized image by drag and dropping the applications into the image that you want to provide to your end users. We have a very fast and modular firmware update process where you will be updating incrementally. So if you update your firmware image, you will not blow up the whole network by pushing the full image out to the clients. So you will push an update command, and Elax will just check where are the differences between the image that is installed and the image you want to deploy, and it will just download the difference. Software upgrades are also made very easily. You have an investment protection because the software runs very long, very fast, very lean, and we provide you a long-term support. So the new normal, hybrid working. This is a slide we have already seen. So we put the user into the center of the hybrid work, and we see as the user is moving with different use cases that the employees just need flexibility and mobility. So what do we do therefore? We provide the user within Elax 7 a quick access to the hybrid work settings. What are those settings? It's like in a daily work, you go to the office, you work there, you have to change your monitor resolution, you have to change maybe your audio device settings for input and output, maybe your keyboard settings, your network connectivity, or sometimes due to traveling, you have also to switch the date and time format. We provide a very, very simple app search within the Start menu, and we have a clearly structured device configuration. So this is one big screenshot where you also can see that we provide multiple application services within the digital workplace. So with Elax, you can jump into an AVD environment. You can connect to Citrix Cloud via web. You can connect to your on-prem Citrix storefront. You can add some software as a services like Microsoft 365 or Personio, which were just classic browser applications. You can do an RDP session, and you can also run Zoom natively directly on the client. And in the bottom right, you see those mentioned quick access features. They were one-click settings. So you can click on the camera if you want to switch between the built-in camera and an external camera. You can change the volume settings, display settings, keyboard layout, and network connectivity. So what have we also improved with the new Elax 7? So as we get more and more applications and more cloud vendors, we also see that the customers really feel the need to put in more and more apps on the thin client, or like we call it, the hybrid client. So therefore, we have just redesigned the partition layout to just provide more space for more and more flexibility to migrate and modernization in the backend systems. I think all of you are aware on those update methods from Windows, working on updates, nearly complete, don't turn off your computer, and they are always coming wrong time, wrong location. So we also see that waiting for update installation is very, very boring. No end user wants to see this. No user has time for updates. So what's the trick with Elax 7? With Elax 7, we provide the speed update. And with speed update, all the updates will be running in the background. So the device remains usable. And as we are using a second partition for updates, the user can still do his work. And once the user reboots the thin client, the system will reboot will boot from the newly updated partition, and all the new applications and configurations will be visible to the user. And if there's any failure and the user needs to do a rollback, will just be a short configuration. The user does a reboot and it will boot to the old configuration. So, summary, what's in for me? With ELAX 7 desktop, we are able to provide you a very good solution for all hybrid work scenarios. We give you a flexibility for migrations and modernizations, even if it's on the hardware perspective for the client factors, or if it's a switch to, for example, Citrix Cloud backend environment. We provide smooth software updates. And if you want to get your first hands-on on the ELAX 7 technical preview, please contact support@unicon.com. And the GA availability of ELAX 7 is planned for the first quarter of 2024. And we will inform you via our release notes when we are able to make this public. So this was it for ELAX 7. But we also have some customer success story we want to tell and share with you guys. So as Wolfgang already mentioned, we also are able to save costs. So it's Citrix and saving costs regarding connecting and using Microsoft Azure. And we also can save cost for repurposing of existing hardware. So in this case, we had a customer who repurposed 2,600 mobile workplaces with notebooks, which were available and don't had to be bought. And to give you also some numbers here, we have repurposed existing hardware and made savings over 3 years, around about 3.2 million euros. And compared to the fat client scenario, this was a saving around 62%. So yeah, we also have numbers compared for new hardware. So if the customer would have had to buy new hybrid client hardware, we also would be able to bring up savings over 3 years, which reach nearly the 1.5 million bar, even though that the client might have had to buy new hardware. So one summarize. With Unicon, you can just meet different needs. So it's independent if you're coming from the banking sector, if you're from insurance, retail, manufacturing, the public sector, or directly from IT. Unicon is preferred by companies for its flexible licensing, easy of migration, and built-in manageability that reduces complexity in managing thin clients spread across geos. And if you want to reach out to us or to me, this is our contact at Unicon. Just write us an email on support@unicon.com if you want to get hands-on the ELAX 7 technical preview. If you want to become a ELAX Ready technology partner, just write us on elaxready@unicon.com. If you want to get some more information from Unicon, just visit our website on unicon.com. And with that, I want to say a big thank you to you guys. I really enjoyed this webinar, and I think now we have some time for Q&A. Are there any questions regarding the part from Rajkumar, Wolfgang, or mine?
Yeah, so there is one question on universal licensing, which is how is the Citrix universal subscription is different than the legacy licensing? Wolf, would you like to answer that?
So it is in regards of our licensing, right? So the Citrix
Yes, yes,
okay.
it is
So,
about Citrix.
yeah. So as many companies, the strategy of Citrix is to go through a subscription model. So with the when you are a customer with the old perpetual licensing, you have the opportunity to transform them into, let's say, a universal license, for example. or it depends on the size of the customer. So if you are a customer up to 1,000 licenses, you can still renew the old licensing. But if you want to buy new ones, you have to go the subscription part. And I mean, in the subscription, I would say the most important part with the subscription part is that we still offer on-prem subscriptions, we still offer cloud subscriptions, and we have as a third licensing model the universal license. And in the universal license, we include on-prem and cloud licensing. So with the universal license, you have the complete flexibility. You can run workloads in the cloud, you can run workloads on-prem, but you can also use the cloud control plane, so the management platform in the cloud, to connect to on-prem resources, but also to cloud resources. But you can also do the same with on-prem environments. So let's say if you have an on-prem environment, you want to connect some cloud workloads, and you own a universal license, and you are allowed to connect your local environment to Azure, to AWS, to Google Cloud, and to run workloads in the cloud. And so with the universal subscription license, you have the complete flexibility.
Wow. Thanks, Wolf, for answering that.
Okay. So I saw another question regarding our public cloud support. There's one thing to mention, maybe if you want to run Microsoft 365 or Microsoft 365 apps, till August this year, you was only allowed to do that in Azure or on AVD. Since August, there is an agreement between AWS and Microsoft that AWS is able to run the O365 apps, including Windows 11 multi-session, on AWS core workspaces. And we now have an integration into AWS core workspaces so that we are able to run Office 365 workloads in AWS and in AVD. So that's maybe also something which is from interest for existing customers.
Okay. There is another question which says that, will you have a seminar on universal licensing scenarios? I assume that this is again for Citrix universal licensing.
Right. So not sure who asked that question. My team did one in German, unfortunately, a month ago. So if the question for Germany, then it's easy. For English, I think we did some, but I have to double check. So it's something. If I know who asked that question, I will send the answer out. I'm pretty sure that the US team is doing some English stuff also.
Okay, so Claudio is based out of Chile, and they are a Citrix CSP partners.
Okay.
Who asked this question?
Okay.
Yeah.
I will follow up with that.
Okay, sure. There is another question which is licensing available for smaller deployments under 50 concurrent users? I can answer that on behalf of Citrix Ready. So if you are talking about the on-prem versions for Citrix Ready partners, or if you are a prospect, you can enroll for the program, and then we can help you with the NFR, the not for resale or demo licenses, where we can provide you the test licenses using which you can set up your own infrastructure as an on-prem. With cloud subscriptions, if you enroll for the Citrix Ready partner program, there is a discounted price, and then you can get the minimum number of licenses as 25 licenses.
Yeah. If the question is related to customer projects, then we have nowadays a limit. So when you want to go to the cloud, so when we talk about DaaS licenses, there is a minimum of 100 concurrent users or 250 named users. That limit does not exist for on-prem subscriptions. So that's maybe also.
Okay. Yeah, we will wait for another 1 minute if there are any questions. Okay, we have a couple of more questions. So the first one again from Claudio from Chile. Is there any experience running SAP HANA on the Citrix Cloud?
That's a good one. So I mean, I'm in Germany and SAP is very close to my home, so it's not so far. SAP HANA, the challenge with SAP HANA is a browser application. And by the way, Citrix Cloud is typically the control plane. With Citrix Cloud, you can connect workers from on-prem or also from Azure or whatever. So at the end of the day, a browser-based application is using a lot of CPU power and a lot of RAM.
Sorry to interrupt you, Wolf. He is referring to SAP Business One, but not the SAP HANA, I guess.
So yeah, but I mean, okay, Business One, but so if you have a browser application, the best way to deploy that one is to use SPA, to run it in a local browser, to use the processor performance. There is a nice knowledge base article regarding the SAP integration. We did some testing together with SAP, and we brought out a white paper explaining the different options you have to run SAP in a Citrix environment.
Yeah, okay.
And Claudio, maybe you can send me an email. Thank you.
The other way around, Wolfgang.
No, perfect. I would send you the information via email.
Awesome.
Okay.
So there is another question which probably Martin and Wolf, you together can answer. So are customers from banking sectors in Germany already operating Citrix or Unicon solutions from public cloud? And if so, what is the situation here in terms of banking regulations?
That's a good question. So actually, I'm not aware of a bank that is using Citrix in a public cloud. I don't know, Wolfgang, you have?
Yep, we have at least 2 or 3 European banks doing that. One is also operating in Germany. Unfortunately, there are no official references, but I expect, Mr. Reitwiesner, when you're asking about German banks, you are from Germany, so you can reach me with an email address wolfgang.zimmer@cloud.com, and I'll be more than happy to get you connected to our sales team responsible for the larger banking institutes in Germany.
Yes, and if you want to try also the Unicon solution for accessing a public cloud from the banking sector, we are also very kindly and open to support you in this use case. We have our 2 biggest customers were banks who operate all over the world, but I think they are not using a public cloud at the moment, but they're looking into it. So yeah, just drop us a mail. Let's get in touch, and I think then we can also, together with Citrix and Wolfgang's team, we can maybe have a chat regarding this topic.
Martin, there is another question. How is Citrix or Unicon positioned with regard to DORA, which all European financial institutions will have to deal with next year?
That's a good one. Actually, I'm not aware of DORA at the moment. I have some financial institution background knowledge, but currently I'm not aware of this.
Yep. Same on my side. So maybe that is something we should ask the special team responsible for financial institutes.
Yes.
Okay. There is another question from Jeff Knight. Who are Unicon competitors in this space?
Nice move, Jeff. Actually, I would say we don't have any competitors, but no, just kidding. I would say, yeah, we have Igel. I think this is the most known competitor we have. Stratodesk is also one. We see more and more that Google with Chrome OS Flex is yeah, ramping up. We have seen some news last week from Amazon that they are repurposing their Fire TV cubes to thin clients. So yeah, there are some competitors in the market, but as in each market, you have some pro and cons regarding the solutions, and yeah, we don't need to hide with our solutions and also with our licensing model. We are very competitive, and yeah, if there's some more questions, Jeff, just let us have a chat, or yeah, just a short session if you need any further information, or if you're looking into other solutions and you want to have a look into ours. Feel free to ask for a POC. We offer this for free to all of you guys. So if there's anyone interested in a Unicon solution, we offer a free POC with 90 days free and 100% functionality usage of this environment. And we give you also some consultants who help you to set up a proof of concept environment.
Awesome. Thanks, Martin, for answering that one. With that, we are also closing. Thanks a lot, Martin and Wolf, for your valuable time, and all the attendees. Thank you so much for attending this webinar.
You're welcome. Have a
Thank
nice day, evening, morning, from wherever you're watching this. And yeah, enjoy. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Wolfgang and me.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.